Good evening, Reichart. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Welcome to the trivia night. Victoria, good evening. Okie dokie, good evening. A working weekend. Kyle Lake, it's 4 a.m. in Denmark. Wow. Well, I'm glad you could join us. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Victoria and Okie dokie, the same for you. I hope you both had a wonderful weekend. Just about everybody in my house is coming down with something. I think it's a cold. So if I sound a little hoarse tonight, that's why. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. Children are little vectors. They bring home just about everything that's out there. You're in Evanston, Wyoming? Amy, good evening. Lieutenant RN, Will and Chet. It's 10 a.m. in North Carolina. 10 p.m. Sorry, not a.m. I was like, that can't be it. Yes, I did. Good. Evanston, Wyoming. Wow. I haven't been to Wyoming in several years. I mean, the last 2 years, because of COVID, but I think it was about 3 years before then. Sorry. Forgot to turn my phone off. Charles Hatfield, South Carolina. Welcome, Charles. Glad you could stop in tonight for the trivia. I'm sorry, I'm turning my phone off. Trying to. Stephanie Fisher, good evening. Hey, everybody, it's 10 p.m. in Strawberry Plains, Tennessee. Wow. Don't know where that is, Stephanie, but it's a beautiful name for a place to live, Strawberry Plains. Jonestown, New York for Amy. It is 7 p.m. here where I am on the west coast of the U.S. Give it about another minute and a half and we'll get this party started. So yes, I'll answer the questions before anybody asks. Normally this would be, general crime trivia night or trivia, either a serial killer or a spree killer trivia night. But I already had these 30 questions already done. And I was like, then I put the poll up in the community tab asking about, what kind of music people listen to for nostalgic reasons or what brings you back in, for nostalgic reasons, But I already had these ones done, so I was like, okay, I can shape the other questions that I already have done. But these ones are 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s kind of pop, some rock and roll. Not too, there's no heavy metal in here. There's no rap, but these 30 were already done. So figure I'd get them out of the way. Brooks, welcome. Hello, Will and chat. So glad you're not in surgery tonight. No, Brooks, I'm on the waiting list still. Hopefully this week. Stephanie, it's about 15 miles east of Knoxville, Tennessee. Excuse me. All right, let's get going with question number 1. Who is known for the song Cornflake Girl that was stolen from Cyndi Lauper and given to this artist instead? Was it A, Janet Jackson, B, Pat Benatar, C, Tori Amos, or D, Grace Jones? Who is known for the song Cornflake Girl? Amy's going with Tori. Love Tori. C. Dennis. Denise. Dennis. I don't know why I said that. E. Tony the Frosted Flake. Tony the Tiger Frosted Flake. Charles Hatfield is going with Janet Jackson. Cinnamon Hot. Welcome. Denise and Cinnamon Hot. Welcome to True Crime Trivia. I hope you both had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stopping in tonight to play trivia with us. See, the answer for question number 1, who is known for the song The Cornflake Girl? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C. Tori Amos. Tori Amos. The song was actually written by a duo, 2 people, and then she reworked the song, so she actually gets credit in the writing itself. But the song was originally meant for Cyndi Lauper. The music and company and everything else was done, but she did help out with the actual writing of the song as well. She reworked it to her liking. But Tori Amos is the correct answer for the first question tonight. Question number 2. Who killed the drummer of Hanoi Rocks, Razzle, and was never convicted of the homicide? That the letter A is supposed to be there, but got cut off. A, is it Meatloaf? B, Vince Gill, Vince Neil? C, Charles Manson? Or D, Patrick Kearney? I think that album Gas Her with a big pig on the cover. But I think Tori Amos, though, when she was, the song was presented to her, she changed the song, to her liking. So she may have changed the tone and some of the lyrics, but she definitely, tweaked the lyrics. That happens a lot, where a musical, a producer or writer will write a song meaning it for another artist, and then it gets produced by another artist altogether that they never intended the song for. I can't remember what his name is, though. I was watching this thing not too long ago about songs that were written by a writer, their team, and they had written a bunch of songs originally for Michael Jackson in the 80s, but there were like 3 other people who actually were presented the songs, but they weren't supposed to, and they ended up recording like 4 of them, and 2 of them were like mega hits. Hello, Colleen. Welcome to True Crime Trivia. We got B, A, Meatloaf, Reichart, going Meatloaf. Razzle Dazzle, Reichart. Left-handed RN is going with B. The correct answer for question number 2 is definitely B. Vince Neil of Motley Crue. He was completely smashed off his freaking gourd when he did it. It was a vehicular homicide. All right, question number 3. Which band was blacklisted by MTV after taking a stand against the Catholic Church? Is it A, the Murphs, B, Elvin and the Chipmunks, C, Sonic Youth, or D, the Cranberries? Good evening, Juju Positive. Welcome to True Crime Trivia. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. Which band was blacklisted by MTV for taking a stand against the Catholic Church? if you knew the backstory to this and some of the awful things that had happened, you'd understand why the band came out. And they weren't the only ones who came out about the same time, and spoke out against the Catholic Church. Sinead O'Connor, but she's not on there. Yeah, well, we know Sinead O'Connor definitely did. I think, did she rip up a picture of John Paul, the Pope or something, on MTV? No, it was Saturday Night Live. She was singing her song, and then she ripped up a picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live. I remember that. But she definitely spoke out against the Catholic Church as well too. I don't know. Dolores of D died recently. Dolores of D. I think it was a while ago, wasn't it? I only recognize the Cranberries. You don't recognize the Murphs or Sonic Youth? Okay. Cinnamon Hot 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 says good memory. Were they altar boys? No, Rycart. No, they weren't. They weren't altar boys. There was none of that. Let's see. A lot of people are guessing D or Sonic Youth. Got to hear the tune. Juju Positive. All right. So question number 3. The correct answer is the Cranberries. D as in dog. Now, the Cranberries obviously came out of, they made a lot of songs about the British invasion of Ireland, and the warring factions there. They had several songs about that. But when they made their statement on MTV, I can't remember, it was like one of their shows, like Headbangers Ball, but it wasn't that. It was one of the shows that was actually on MTV. They actually said it, like on a live telecast, that the Catholic Church needs to, keep their business away from the families of, their country. And what she was actually, the lead singer was actually talking about, was there is a history that if you actually study the Catholic Church and some of the things that took place, especially in Ireland and with the Catholic Church, you would probably be really, you'd understand a lot more where Sinead O'Connor and a lot of these artists were really talking about. It wasn't that they were trying to pick one, Catholic against, Lutheran or Protestants or anything else. They weren't doing that. They just wanted, to just live their lives, and they wanted the churches to pretty much stay the hell away from them. So they got blacklisted on MTV after that. All right, question number 4. Who hit the Billboard charts with the song about forming relationships and crime called Fake Plastic Trees? Was it A, Radiohead, B, Stone Temple Pilots, C, Green Day, or D, Toad the Wet Sprocket? Who hit the Billboard charts with a song about forming relationships and crime called Fake Plastic Trees? So Colin is not a very nice person, and at the time the Pope was Jesus in the Catholic eyes. Won't listen to the Cranberries again. Rest in peace, the front singer. Yeah, she died. She definitely passed away. I don't know. It wasn't like I was a big fan of the Cranberries. I don't think I've ever owned any of their albums or CDs or anything. I definitely have never owned anything by Sinead O'Connor. It wasn't that there isn't any music there that I really enjoyed. Zombie by the Cranberries, I kind of like that song a little, but I like the video more. and the message that the video is trying to portray. Suicide for Dolores, unfortunately. No notification though. And Amy, Juju Positive is going with Radiohead. Zombie by the Cranberries. Well, I think that was probably their most popular, like, Billboard charting song, but I'm not sure. They may have had others. Betty White, good evening. Who do you think should host Jeopardy? Was it, how do you pronounce her last name? Maya Balky? The one, Blossom? She was on the TV show Blossom, and then she was on Big Bang Theory. I think she would do a good job. She's obviously, she's a super intelligent woman. She has a great personality, and I think that she would do a fine job. I mean, no one's ever going to take the the position of Alex Trebek, but I think she would do a great job at it. Blossom, yep, she was the TV actor, the actress who played Blossom, and then I think she got like 4 or 5 PhDs or something. I can't remember how many doctorates or PhDs she has, but she's actually really intelligent. She went to Harvard or some great school. I always wanted to watch Headbangers Ball on MTV, but couldn't because I couldn't afford to pay for MTV back then. Reichardt, I started watching MTV. It was free back then, and it was in my area where I was. It came on at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it went off the air at 9 p.m. And then it was just a Star Spangled Banner that played until it came back on again. But it was just over the air, rabbit ears on the top of our console TV. We didn't have cable. I don't think there was cable or anything like that around back then. But that was when MTV first came out. Headbangers Ball, I think, came much, much later. So it might have been only on cable. But the first thing that really screwed things up for me when it came to MTV was they stopped playing videos, and and not all the time. And then they started having like the TV show, like Remote Control. And then they started dabbling into these other reality shows. And well, that's all it is now. Yikes, I'm late. Hello, 411 Rotary Dial. Good evening. Welcome to Trivia Night. We are doing all 30 questions on music again. Oh, Betty White, very smart. Mike Nesmith of the Monkees invented MTV early in 1980s. Did he? I thought it was somebody else, but thinking of something else probably. All right. The answer to question 4 is A as in Apple, Radiohead. Question number 5. Norman Cook, a petty criminal and multi-talented musical artist, is better known as DJ stage name of what? Is it DJ Chubby Q, DJ Daddy 2, formerly DJ Stepdaddy? Is it C, DJ New York Hustle, or DJ Fatboy Slim? Norman Cook, a petty criminal and multi-talented musical artist, is better known by his DJ stage name of what? Cheryl Hamilton, good evening, and welcome to music trivia tonight. All 30 questions are music tonight, Cheryl, and we are currently on question number 5. Kurt Loder, he was one of the original, what they called them, VJs, whatever it was. Him and Downtown Julie Brown and Billy Idol's girlfriend. What the hell was her name? I can't remember what her name is now. Martha Stewart or something like that. Well, it's not Martha Stewart. That's like the rich cooking lady, but Martha. I can't remember, man. She dated Billy Idol for years, and she actually was uncredited for helping write the song "White Wedding" and a couple other songs that he did. And he purposely took her. They started to distance themselves in their relationship before his album came out, and he purposely took her off of the credits of the album, and she ended up suing his ass, and he lost because she was able to prove that that she helped write the songs and the demos of them and everything else. That her name was on everything, is on the cases for the masters, but he purposely made her name disappear off the credits on the actual album and the first version of the CD. Pauly Shore. I used to love Tabitha Soren. She had Tabitha Soren. Did she have like the blonde hair? I have a picture of one of them. I think it's Tabitha Soren. I'm going with D because I have no clue, says Betty White. She could be tough. Shotgun Wedding. No, I can't remember what her name is. Yeah, I just happen to have this giant computer in front of me. Now, I'd have to dig into his bio a lot farther than that. If I pull up his bio page, and there's like a whole list of women. But I can't remember what her name is, though. I always see her as a redhead. All right, Norman Cook, a petty criminal and multi-talented music artist, is better known by his DJ stage name. And the correct answer for question number 5 is D, as in dog, Fatboy Slim. Any Googling is cheated. I can't remember her name, Betty. I can't remember what her name is. All right, question number 6. Which film ended with Underworld's dance track, Born Slippy? Is it A, Beetlejuice, B, Beverly Hill Cop, C, Train Spotting, or D, Live and Die in LA? Which film ended with Underworld's dance track, Born Slippy? Was she a punk rocker, Reichardt? Nah, she was a rocker, but I can't remember what her name is, though. Well, I got the answer. Martha Quinn. He co-wrote the song with Martha Quinn, and his longtime guitarist helped Billy Idol with those three songs and putting together the musical part of it to finalize it. But Martha Quinn and Billy Idol wrote the lyrics together, and he cheated her out originally by cutting her out of the credits on the actual albums, and she sued him, and she won. Will, did you see Trainspotting? Yes, I did, Brooks. It's been a while, but yeah, I've seen it. Beetlejuice ended with Shake Sonora. Shake, shake, shake Sonora. Shake it all the time. Shake, shake. Now I got that song in my head. It's good. It's a good soundtrack to Beetlejuice. The book is better. I have not read the book. Stephanie's going, see, I'm copying other people. Which film ended with the Underworld dance track, Born Slippy? The correct answer to question number 6, ladies and gentlemen, is C, Trainspotting. Trainspotting is the correct answer. And I thought it was a good movie. Again, I've got different tastes than most of my family. I know my wife didn't really like it, but I did. All right. In 1997, which band claimed that the drugs don't work? Is it A, The Verve, B, Till Tuesday, C, the Pet Shop Boys, or D, Madness? In 1997, which band claimed the drugs don't work? The drugs don't work is what they said. Debbie Lohu or Lohu. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Debbie, but welcome to the trivia night. Glad you could be with us tonight. Love that movie, Filthy Toilets and Babies Dying from Neglect. There must be something wrong with my head. I thought it was a well directed and written movie. The acting was good. I didn't see. I mean, there's obviously there's things wrong with it. Then again, I also like the movie Seven with was it not Brad Pitt? Who was in Seven? Well, I can't. I think it. I think Brad Pitt. Was it? Morgan Freeman, definitely. But who was the other guy? Was it Brad Pitt? I don't think so. It could have been. Thanks, Amy. What does it mean in the Urban Dictionary? Trainspotting? Moments in Trading. Good evening. Welcome. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was Brad Pitt. What's in the box? What's in the box? Jet's mom, welcome. Hey, hey. Welcome to Trivia Night. All 30 questions are on music from 1960 to 1990, or most of them. There's a couple others thrown in here and there that are from rock and roll, but most of them are pop or in that genre. It was Brad Pitt's Armpit. All right. In 1997, which band claims that drugs don't work? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is The Verve. The Verve. A is the correct answer. He changed his mind, however, especially if you know of the lead singer's constant use of hallucinogenic drugs. He changed his mind in an interview on October 23rd, 2011. He changed his mind and he said, well, maybe the drugs do work. But in 1997, he said the drugs don't work. All right, question number 8. Name the band that sang I Want to Stand With You on a Mountain. I Want to Bathe You with the Sea. Is it A, Johnny's Core, B, Shania Twain, C, Savage Garden, and D, Mariah Carey? Which one had the lyrics and sang, I want to stand with you on a mountain and I want to bathe you in the sea? And somebody pointed out to me the other night last time I'd mentioned, I think it was it wasn't a trivia night, but I had mentioned, somebody had asked me who the most famous person I'd ever met. And he reminded me that we know almost every single member of the band in all the members in Savage Garden. I totally forgot all about them. They were a bleep little part in my memory. I know who they are. I went to their demo release or whatever, but I wouldn't know if they walked down the street in front of my house right now. I wouldn't know them. But or especially the lead singer. But he reminded me that in an email, you do know everybody in this band. Why aren't they on your list of people you've met that are famous? I'm like, oh, because I forgot. Savage Garden. I love that line. Moments is a super popular song, used to a lot in movies and stuff, but one hit type thing. I think it still have SG CD, Savage Garden CD. There are other good songs too. To tell you the truth, Stephanie, I have an entire cabinet in the house that is just filled full of CDs, and my son got into them when he was just a little tyke. So I don't know if there's anything in there that's still usable. I mean, they've all been thrown into a cardboard box and then shoved back into the cabinet. I know a lot of them. He took all the the paper slips out of the CDs and stuff. So I hope some of them are still playable and usable. I mean, my computer doesn't even have a CD drive in it anymore. I don't have anything with a CD drive in it. I'd have to go buy something on purpose just to play a CD. But then, like over here, I've got 2 record players now that are sitting out here. One needs a new belt and the other one needs a new needle. But I'm collecting all kinds of new fascinating stuff. The one I got yesterday is a Pioneer PL2. I got a JL 820 and a PL-2. I was on eBay looking for parts earlier. My 10-year-old asked me what a mixtape was, a cassette. Chet's mom. Did you have to explain to him that you had to call Casey Kasem, or you recorded it off of Casey Kasem's, weekly top 40, or you recorded it off you had to push play and record at the same time to record it off the radio? Or maybe you were one of those rich kids who had a a dual deck cassette player. Yeah, I don't even have a DVD player or a Blu-ray player or anything out here like that. Nothing. I've got 2 hard drives here and need 2 towers for a PC. One runs just my YouTube channel and all the video graphics and editing software, and the other one is just basically for doing other work. But none of them have drives on them anymore. Everything's just USB because there's no drives on them. So I wouldn't have any way to play a CD if I had to. Excuse me. I told him, imagine how we watch TV at my mom's with no internet, with commercials you can't fast forward, but for music in the car. That's a good way to put it. Excuse me. My daughter, every time I remember the first time she asked me, she was, "What are those things in the cabinet?" Because I have an entire cabinet in my living room. It's 8 feet long, and about 6 feet tall, and it's got each door swings out, and then it swings out again, so each part is like trifold, and it's just record albums. And she asked me one time, she's like, "What are those things, Dad, that you're always listening to?" I go, "Oh, you mean the things that are black that go around and around and around and around?" She goes, "Yeah, those things. What are those?" I'm like, "Oh, they're called record albums." And she's like, "Why don't you just listen to it on an iPod?" I'm like, "Because they didn't have iPods when I was a kid." Casey is radio like Alex Trebek and Bob Ross is the TV. Yeah. We're going to paint a happy little tree right here. A happy little tree. All right. Question number 8. What's the answer to it so we can move on? The question number 8, I didn't actually write the answer down to. I just wrote down that the stupid cliff note that I know is the members of of Savage Garden. So I'm guessing it's probably Savage Garden because that's why I wrote down this. Remind the community when you're talking about somebody reminded you about the members of Savage Garden. So was Lamb of God hardcore? Lamb of God the band? Question number 9. Name the band that sang "And I Don't Want the World to See Me because I Don't Think That They'd Understand." Name the band that sang that line. Is it A, the Goo Goo Dolls? Is it B, Sonic Youth? C, Beck? Or D, the Marlboro Man? Name the band that sang "I Don't Want the World to See Me because I Don't Think That They Would Understand." Well, we got A, Google Dolls. One that was playing in Amsterdam. And there was a death in the mosh pit. Love that song, A and A. Chester Bennington's last song ever was "Lamb of God." There's a band called Lamb of God too. An actual band. That's the name of the band. I don't know how popular they are. I don't know if they have any music on YouTube or not. Last time I saw them was not too long ago, but they had a pretty good following. I'm sure there's somebody's bootlegged or copied it out, on their channel somewhere. Hey, Iris, love the song. Right, Kurt. Wow, another song I don't recognize. Moments in Training. Well, it may very well change here soon. because I try to put them in groups as it goes through. So especially if it's about a particular artist, I try to do at least two of if about an actual individual artist or same type of genre, year wise. Yeah, the Lamb of God was in Oregon earlier in the month. Wouldn't doubt that at all, Juju. Last place I saw them was in Washington State, but it was across the border. It was in Vancouver. I've got some really good friends who live there, but I haven't gotten to see them in a while because of the COVID crap. All right, name the band that sang "I Don't Want the World to See Me" because I don't think they would understand. The correct answer to question 9 is A. A as in apple, the Goo Goo Dolls. Good evening, Broken Justice. Welcome to the trivia tonight. All right, question number 10. In his 1979 hit Escape, Rupert Holmes enjoyed getting caught in the rain with which cocktail? Was it A, a Bloody Mary, B, a beer, C, white wine, or D, a pina colada? In his 1979 hit Escape, Rupert Holmes enjoyed getting caught in the rain with what? We got so far Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan. D, 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 D. I don't want rain in my drinking, says Amy. I know the words by heart to that song, Moments in Trading. Well, you guessed D. Everybody else is guessing D. He got caught with a lot more than pina colada, wink. Good thing he chose wisely. I would pick a beer, but I don't know the answer. Betty White says, LOL. His 1979 hit song, Escape. Amy is going with a pina colada. Does anybody want to guess anything besides D? No? Everybody just wants to go with D? Well, in his 1979 hit Escape, Rupert Holmes enjoyed getting caught in the rain with what cocktail? Will, did he ever get your HVAC replaced? Yes, we did, Brooks. We did some time ago now. It was only broken for about 2 weeks. But the correct answer is D, as in dog, pina colada. Ozzy wasn't allowed to drink either. Sharon didn't allow him to drink. We have one song on here tonight, right, Kurt, about Ozzy. He's on here. I know he is. Because I actually had to look up the background to the actual trivia question because it didn't make sense to me. But hopefully it does to everybody else when we get to it. People know the Pina Colada song. I didn't know it was Rupert Holmes. I knew the song. I just didn't remember who the hell sang it. Okay, question number 11. Silver Lady singer David Soul also starred in which iconic action TV series? Was it A, Hawaiian 5-0? Was it B, Fraggle Rock, C, Starsky and Hutch, or D, Murder, She Wrote? Silver Lady singer David Soul also starred in which iconic action TV series? I remember now. Juju positive, no clue. Diana Bowman, good evening. I didn't say hello earlier. The only thing I hate about taking pain medication, it gives me acid reflux. Ugh. That's why I'm chugging water like there's no tomorrow. That and washing it down with these Tums. I can't take most like opioid medication. So I'm taking hydrocodone. My doctor switched to the hydrocodone for my knee. And so it's basically like Tylenol 3. It just messes my stomach up. I take mine with Altoids or mints. Same thing, Amy. It's just terrible. I just, my body just doesn't like it. So there's a good chance that I will never become addicted to opioids, because my body don't like them at all. You're celebrating a birthday, Diana? Well, happy birthday to whoever it was. Yeah. They are. Silver lady singer David Soul also starred in which iconic action TV series? For question number 11, the correct answer is C, as in cat, Starsky and Hutch. Hydrocodone is Lortab on the black market. Yeah, I just don't want to take them. I take them as little as possible. But I've been taking acetaminophen, pretty much, but I have to take at least one of these, just before I go to bed at night, because otherwise there's no way to get comfortable without the pain. But this afternoon is just unbearable, and it's one of the reasons why me and my wife didn't do our podcast today, because I was in just too much pain to be able to come out here and then sit here, film it, and edit, and then then walk back in the house and then walk back out. I was like, nope, just not doing it today. We'll do it next week. All right, question number 12. Which Neil Diamond song reached the #1 spot on the charts on October of 1970? Is it A, Sweet Caroline, B, Shiloh, C, Song Blue, or D, Cracklin' Rosie? Which Neil Diamond song reached #1 in October of 1970? Brooks, I don't take drugs or drink. I'm a yoga and fitness freak, but somehow I know all kinds of useless information. Well, Brooks, I drink. Not excessively, but I do enjoy beer. But when it comes to drugs, I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do anything. I do enjoy hot yoga though. So you got something there. That's helped me a lot, especially with flexibility. As I've gotten older, I enjoy it. Our health club is still closed, so until this, we get the green light to reopen from this COVID crap. They have everybody doing it at home. Yoga via like Zoom. It's not the same. I think it's a hard one because the two of them were big hits. We abuse vitamins. We need them because we drink. You ever want to see what happens to your body if you abuse your body? It's pretty much what I've spent my entire life just going in fast forward mode. And I was like, oh, I'll rest up. I'll take care of it later on. Well, it eventually all catches up to you. My body is, I'm paying for it now. All right, question number 12. Which Neil Diamond song reached #1 on the #1 spot on the charts in October of 1970? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D, as in dog, Cracklin' Rosie. I don't know. I think I know 3 out of the 4 songs there. I'm not sure about Shiloh, though. I'm not sure how big of a hit that was, but I know Sweet Caroline, Song Sung Blue, and Cracklin' Rosie. I mean, all 3 of those were I thought they were pretty big hits. At least they're ones that I know. Michelle P., good evening. All right, question number 13. Which Carly Simon smash hit from 1971 was allegedly about actor Warren Beatty? Was it A, Nobody Does It Better, B, You're So Vain, C, The Right Thing to Do, or D, That's the Way I Always Heard It Should Be? Which Carly Simon smash hit from 1971 was allegedly about actor Warren Beatty? Excuse me. Sandy, welcome, Sandy. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier, but welcome to Trivia Night. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It says, is it B? Might be. We'll find out. Hey, there's Cement Shoes. Good evening, Cement Shoes. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, at least as best as you can. Sandy's going with Vane. Brooks B. Sandy. Oh, wow. Hi. Thank you, too. So we're on question number 13, Sandy, and there are 30 multiple choice questions that you should see on your screen. Each question has 4 possible answers. A, B, C, or D. There's no prizes. It's just basically for bragging rights. But all the questions tonight, again, are on music. They are music related. Warren Beatty had quite a reputation with the ladies. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Carly Simon, though, she was a looker, in her days. She, back then when all this controversy came about. I don't know if she's alive in any, now or not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she is. That's an old term for he dated a lot. Yeah. All right. Which Carly Simon smash hit song from 1971 was allegedly about Warren Beatty? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is B, as in boy. You're So Vain. I'm sure just about everybody knows what the next line is after You're So Vain, and then what the next line is. All right, question number 14. Which group held the #1, #2, #4, and number 6 position on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart for 1 week in March of 1978? Was it A, Gladys Knight and the Pips? B, is this supposed to be Toto? It is. I think it's spelled wrong. Or C, the Bee Gees? Or D, Marvin Gaye and the Delights? Which group held the number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 6 position on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart for 1 week in March of 1978? So far we got C. Yeah, you probably think this song is about you. You're right. C. Question mark. Bee Gees. C. Bee Gees. And Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever was that's the name of the movie with John Travolta. Staying alive. I hear that's what the words are. I don't know firsthand. I'm just guessing that those are what the words were. Mary Frederick is guessing A. Hey, wow. This one I'm stumped. Which group held the number 1, number 2, number 4, number 6 positions on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart? Simpler times back then. I sure miss them. Me and my sister, we used to argue about the lyrics to songs. Of course, they didn't print the lyrics not every artist would print one of those slips inside of a record album with about the lyrics to songs. So we would have to learn the lyrics by listening to the song. What? Yeah, there was no internet. You couldn't just go onto the internet and type in, lyrics to, this song, and it come up. So we used to sit around and think that we knew the lyrics to it. Me and my older sister Kristen, we argued for 30 years about the lyrics to one song. For 30 years. She was convinced that she was right. I was convinced that I was right. And in the end, it turns out, well, neither one of us were 100% right. I had parts that were right, and she had parts that were right. But we still, and now it's like our inside joke with each other. Good evening, Alicat. Changed my mind. Gonna go with C, the Bee Gees. Well, Alicat, I don't remember saying hello to you. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier, but I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Raven. Good evening, Raven. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us tonight. I used to think it was following a Stairway to Heaven when I was younger. It could have been. But for 30 years, me and my sister argued about that until we could. I think somebody was like one of my other sisters finally printed out the lyrics at like a family reunion and gave us both a copy of them. And she's like, "You guys were both wrong." We're like, "Oh, well, okay." So now, whenever we see each other, we always remind each other about that song and that artist. And who was her name? Sylvia. Sylvia was the name of the lady who sang the song that we used to argue about. You don't know any of these, Broken Justice? Well, the answer, ladies and gentlemen, to question number 14, what group held the number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 6 position on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in March of 1978 is C as in cat, the Bee Gees. In March, for 1 week in March of 1978. All right. Was it? I think it was. I put these next three questions in, or 4 questions in, because of it was something that somebody said in the as an answer to the poll. I think it might have been Bayside, but oh well. Here's question number 15. What is John Bon Jovi's birth last name? What is John Bon Jovi's last name? Birth last name. Is it Alex Jovi, B, whatever the hell that is, whatever the hell C is, or D, Bob Smith? What is John Bon Jovi's last name? Cement Shoes is going with E, Debbie Gibson. I actually have Debbie Gibson's album. I do. Blue, I think the name of the album was. I know I have that, and I have a couple of like soundtracks to movies like 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. I've got all those soundtracks. Breakfast Club. But I know I also have well, I got a lot. I mean, I've got hundreds of albums. You suck at this game, but it's fun. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Betty. All right, question number 15. What is John Bon Jovi's birth last name? The correct answer is B as in boy. Bon Jovi, like I think you pronounce it. I don't know, just spelled differently, but it's B. That is his birth last name. Do you have a record player, Will? Record? I have 2 of them. I just got. They're right over here. I already have one inside. This one, it's got the cover off. This is a JVC. It is a JL A20. And this one, it's got the platter thing is off it because over there, because the belt is broke on this one. But this one is a Pioneer PL-2. But inside the house, I have a Nakamichi phonograph player that I use with my home stereo system. But I don't know what model of Nakamichi it is. But yes, I have more than one. I was just given these ones. A friend of mine bought them at a yard sale. He used them. I think one of them he used, and the other one he could never get the work right. It wasn't timing correctly, and he didn't know how to adjust it. So he gave me one, and then a couple of days later, he brought me over another one. I got 45s, nothing to play them on. Record most of them on records, or on cassettes. You can pick up a Crosby on record player that'll play 45s, Juju, on Amazon, fairly cheap. You might get lucky and find one at a thrift store or a yard sale too. if you're really interested in playing them. And then, like here in my studio, because they have RCA jacks in the back of them of the record players. This is how I test them. See, this is this is how the mics plug in into my soundboard here, and I can plug the record player directly into this cable through the back, and so I can actually test them through my sound equipment over here. So you can buy the same cord, but you can plug it into a boom box, a phonograph, as long as it doesn't have to be powered. But oh well. Okay, question number 16. What was Bon Jovi's first top 40 hit? Was it A, Wanted Dead or Alive, B, Living on a Prayer, C, You Give Love a Bad Name, or D, Runaway? What was John Bon Jovi's first top 40 hit? Thank you. Sounds small enough. Much respect. Well, thank you for the super chat, Juju Positive. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I have lots of vinyl. My neighbor says a lot of them are worth a lot. Though they are, Rupel. I don't have they actually have books, magazines that are produced. Well, the magazines are semi-monthly or bi-monthly. And there's a company out there. It's called Gold Mine. Like gold is in the color gold, or gold is the gem, the metal, precious metal. Gold Mine, MINE. And there are people, and they have price guides and everything. What's going on in the record industry out there, and what people are collecting. A lot of people really want to collect like the older nostalgic music for when they grew up. 70s and 80s right now are really popular. Some of them are being repressed by other companies now, but the original, or the earlier the release or the records. A lot of money in them. I never got into it because of the value of them, but my friend, he sells on eBay. He sells records, mainly 45s and 33s. He doesn't get into like the 12-inch, singles too much, but he has some. I bought a box set of vinyl Bruce Springsteen's from USA when I went. Still have them. Hi, Rupel. Welcome. I hope you had a terrific weekend, Rupel. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Good shaped Beatles vinyls albums are worth a lot. Oh, Moments in Training, you are not kidding. Especially like the White Album or the Butcher album. That's the albums that they re-released. They called them all back from the Sears stores and different places they're being sold. That's the Butcher album is the one with them with all the dolls that were cut up, in the picture with them. The Butcher album. They're an uncut version of that, and a lot of them that came back and they pasted the new label, new cover over the top of them, and then just sent them back out. But if you can find one that's never had the other label pasted over, the other cover pasted over it, they're worth some money. Bruce Springsteen is friends with Obama. Did not know that. It's been so far. You too. Good. My knee hurt me a lot, Ripple, but I'll survive. Reichardt track 3 on an 86 CD, my favorite. He's not my favorite, but I can sing. I give him credit. All right. Bon Jovi, question number 16. What was his first hit, top 40 hit? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D as in dog, Runaway. Runaway was John Bon Jovi's first top 40 hit. Question number 17. Boston, the band. If you're feeling kind of low about the dues you're paying, name the song. Is it A, Peace of Mind, B, Rock and Roll Band, C, More Than a Feeling, or D, I Need Your Love? I think that's just supposed to be more than a feeling. I don't think the A is supposed to be in there. I certainly didn't catch that when I was copying it. But Boston, the band. What's the name of the Slayer album? Will, if you stop talking, the hydrocodone would the pain be unbearable? If I stop taking the hydrocodone right now, yes. And the hydrocodone doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot, to be honest with you. But it does more than the acetaminophen and the Advil and everything else that I've tried. I've tried just about everything else over the counter. I put Emu, arthritis pain medication on it. I've tried it all. Icy hot. I've tried icing it, putting the wrap on it. It every time I move my leg, so like I'm sitting right now in the chair, right? So this is my butt, this is my leg, and every time I move my the bottom part of my leg at all, I have a shooting pain that comes up the inside of my leg, up my groin, and then up my back. Every time I move my leg, it hurts like hell. Me and my BFF did too. It didn't go well because nobody liked R&R. Rain in Hell, 1986. I wish I had some Slayer questions on here. Cement Shoes. Rain in Blood. I'm grateful I took a leap of supplements for my pain. It's sustained. I feel better than I did taking meds. Sounds painful. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay, Sandy. Hopefully, I get in to have surgery this week. I'm on what they call the standby list. I'm basically waiting for somebody else to either show up to have surgery and they have a temperature, or they got COVID or something, and they lose their spot in line, and then I have so many hours. It's supposed to be 6 hours, but notice to I have to drive 12 miles to the surgery center. We have 2 outpatient surgery centers that are with the hospital nearby, but they're booked up because of COVID. They stopped all elective surgeries and everything else. So all those people that weren't able to do it during the COVID outbreak, they're now trying to get them through, and then everybody else is falling in line behind them. So the hospital and the outpatient surgery centers can't keep up with it. Well, the hospital ain't doing any surgeries at all unless they have to. They're keeping that's open for emergency surgery. I don't live in an really big area. It's only about 20,000 or so people here in this town. But all right, anyways. Question number 17. The correct answer is A, Peace of Mind. Is the name of the song. If you're feeling kind of low about the dues you're paying, name the song. It's Peace of Mind. All right, question number 18. Herb Alpert, along with partner Jimmy Moss, founded which record label? Is it A, Jazz Beat, B, Columbia Records, C, A&M Records, or D, Polygram? Need a kidney? Not as hooked on a living as I should be. LOL. Don't need a kidney. I know somebody who came damn close to needing a kidney. My wife's well, not really her brother, but he went into complete renal shutdown. He just got out of the hospital, but he got lucky though. It started functioning again. Well, that's just a silly question because I don't have a clue. Skeletons of Society at Rupert. Herb Alpert, along with his partner Jerry Moss, founded which record label? I did not know the answer to this one, and y'all might be surprised by the answer. Well, it looks like somebody's going to be surprised because we have answers from A, B, and C. I don't think I've seen any D's yet. When you read the last answer, I recognized it. Herb Alpert, along with partner Jerry Moss. All right, Betty White. All right, I'm going to guess D. Okay, since we Ghost of War. I'm not sure what Ghost of War is. Rykart, is that the name of a song? But Herb Alpert, along with with partner Jerry Moss, who, by the way, the two of them wrote a lot of hit songs. Not only that Herb Alpert actually recorded, but they wrote songs for a lot of different artists. The two of them. Google them after this and look them both up as as co-writers of songwriters. But they formed A&M Records. It's their initials. A&M is their initials. But they owned A&M record company for quite a few years, and a lot of the bands that you may remember from the 80s and 70s and 80s and 90s were signed to A&M Records. But they sold the A&M Records off and made a bunch of freaking money. But on top of that, they also got stock options in the new conglomerate company. Gary from Howard Stern gets all the trivia right. I recognize the song I meant. My wife used to listen to a group called Manowar. Ghost of War. When Rykart wrote Ghost of War, it reminded me of the band that my wife used to listen to, Manowar. All right, next question, number 19. What was Herb Alpert's first hit on the U.S. charts? Was it A, Tijuana Taxi, B, Taste of Honey, C, The Lonely Bowl, or D, Zorba the Greek? The Greek. What was Herb Alpert's first hit on the U.S. charts? Ghost of War from Slayer. Unlimited Supply. Hello, EMI. Goodbye, NM. I got a hard trivia game on my phone, but I love it because it's not lame and it doesn't repeat over and over. Well, that's cool, Amy. Cement Shoes is going with E, Roller Coaster. I think I remember that song, Cement Shoes. But I think that's a lady who sings that. No, that's Rollerblades. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. Something like that. This is the last Herb Alpert question. Taste of honey is it? Question number 19. Ohio players. The General Hospital song. Starfire. Good evening, Starfire. Welcome to Trivia Night. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hibiscus Ivy. Good evening, Hibiscus. Welcome to the Trivia Night. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. You can tell I've been bending elbows. Oh. You're thinking of Maylene. I've got a brand new pair of roller skates. Yeah. You got a brand new key. Thank you. See, Brooks remembers the name of the song that I was thinking of. I love this Herb Alpert album. Okay, what was Herb Alpert's first hit on the U.S. church charts? The correct answer for question number 19 is C as in cat, The Lonely Bull. And thank you, Sandy, so much for the super chat. I appreciate that immensely. Thank you. Okay, question number 20. Leonard Cohen. Crime touched his life in many ways, which he wrote poetry and songs. Where, though, did he write the song, Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye? Did he write it in a bar, a park, a hospital, or in a freezer? Leonard Cohen. Crime touched his life in many ways, which he wrote poetry and songs. Where did he write the song, Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye? One of the very first videos that I ever did on YouTube was a mashup of different clip art to a Leonard Cohen to his song Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. I did that for a friend of mine. It was her birthday, so I did a video mashup where it was a slideshow of Leonard Cohen, and then I melded the pictures of Leonard Cohen and her together, doing dancing in the like a montage slideshow. But she's never met Leonard Cohen, but she's always been infatuated with Leonard Cohen's music and and the man himself. That was the very first video one of the very first ones I ever did. That was back in 2009. The second one I did was it was kind of like a tribute, but it was another slideshow montage thing. But that was in 2009. It was to Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue. I did that for my friend before he got deployed again. wanted something he could go on the internet and actually see that reminded him of all of his friends. These are hard. Well, where did Leonard Cohen write the song? Hey, that's no way to say goodbye. The correct answer to question 20, ladies and gentlemen, is A. He wrote it in a bar in the old part of Montreal. He used to go to this little dive bar, and he would sit in the back corner of the bar, and he would watch the tramps, thieves, and hustlers and drug addicts come in and out, and he would write poetry about these people who he didn't want to have any kind of association with. He just wanted to watch their lives from the outside, kind of standing in. But he'd sit in the back corner of the bar and just write poetry and songs about them. But that's where he wrote the song, and that's no way to say goodbye. All right, question number 21. What crime was Barry White convicted of when he was just 17 years old? Was it A, arson, B, bank robbery, C, murder, or D, theft? Barry White. I'm sure that we can all think of at least one or two lyrics by Barry White and that deep, deep voice of Barry White. Does the same lady enjoy the 10,000 manic music? Manic. Betty White's going with all the above. Nope. You're gonna love what it. You might find this funny. I thought it was when I read it. Brooks, I loved you in the morning. You kiss sweet and warm. Your hair upon my pillow like a sleeping golden storm. Many loved before us. I know that you are not new. Hey, that no way to say goodbye. Now, imagine Leonard Cohen singing it. I'm going to say D because the safest bet. Jeannie Pernell Cox, good evening and welcome to the trivia night. Women go crazy with Barry White's singing voice, though. No. 10,000 manic music. Isn't it Manic Mondays? 10,000 manic music. Manic Mondays. I wish it were Sunday, because that's her fun day. Stephanie Fisher is going to change from D to B. That voice is so hypnotic. Imagine Leonard Cohen doing Ice Cube or vice versa. that would be funny. Leonard Cohen doing NWA songs or Ice Cube is anything from his solo career. What crime was Barry White convicted of when he was 17 years old? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D as in dog. D as in dog. He stole 1,000 tires to Cadillacs. 1,000 tires. He was convicted of theft. Yes. Sarah, welcome. If I missed you before, I'm sorry. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. All right, question number 22. It's time for some Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne had his share of legal problems. Arrested for public intoxication. How long did he receive a ban from the city? All right, now the reason why it just says city there is the city of Austin, Texas. But I ran out of room for to be able to put that in there. But how long did he receive a ban from the city of Austin, Texas, where he was arrested for public intoxication? Was it A, 1 year, B, 10 years, C, 2 years, or D, 20 years? Ozzy Osbourne. Leonard Cohen's song Revolution was featured on Natural Born Killers. He must have gotten a lot of royalties for that. I didn't know that. Didn't know that was on in the movie. Of course, it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I probably recognize it if I watched it again. He had pee on the Alamo. She's next door to Janis Joplin. To me, love her. He may no longer eat bat soup. There's a lot of misinformation about when it comes to Ozzy and the bats, but I was never a fan of Ozzy's music as a solo artist. I think he did pretty okay, with Black Sabbath, but and again, I just like the Sweet Leaf album. There's some really good songs on there, but Ozzy's. I don't know. I don't know why people watch him on television or anything else anymore. I can't understand a damn thing he says. The head of a dove. That was what he did. It was a lifetime ban too. He did a benefit concert to undo it. Ozzy Osbourne. How long of a ban did he receive from the city of Austin after his arrest for public intoxication? For question number 22. Damn, I didn't know about Austin. I know about San Antonio. I'm just south of Houston, and Black Sabbath was my favorite band growing up. I'm so sad to say I don't know this answer. I'm sorry. People love a train wreck. Yeah, they do. Oh, if you close your eyes forever with Lita Ford, his semi-adoptive daughter. Randy Rhoads' plane crash was Wacky Ozzy's guitar player. Yeah, Randy Rhoads probably, definitely one of the top, guitarists of all time. And a lot of people's list, I should say, they put him in the top list of guitarists of all time. All right, but the trivia answer to question number 22 is B as in boy. He got a 10-year ban. He wasn't allowed in the city limits of Austin, Texas for 10 years. Not any concerts, not to be there to hang out with friends, anything. He was banned from the city of Austin for 10 years. They were tired of his crazy antics. Question number 23. Max Collins, 90s alternative band Eve 6, was arrested for what in 2003? Was it A, arson, B, public intoxication, C, public nudity, or D, speeding racing? Max Collins. Well, I'm sure that it's been a long time since he was arrested for public intoxication. There, it was probably back when he was with the band Black Sabbath. I don't know for sure, but I would probably put money on that. You can save anything with a paper cup and a piece of paper. I've done it for years. Max Collins, a 90s alternative band, Eve 6, was arrested for what? 2003. C, 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 B, C. Mary Frederick is just guessing C. I save and remove bugs with all small trash can and a clipboard. I do not know the answer to that one, right, Cart? I do not know if Max Collins is related to Phil Collins. Who cares about it anyways? That's where a lot of these podcasters and stuff are all jetting out of California. That's where they're all heading, is the Austin area. Yeah, I guess like Joe Rogan was the first one. There's a lot of YouTubers in the state of Texas now. That's for damn sure. I think Donut moved down there too. Well, moved over. I mean, from I think he moved to Texas. Donut operator. We left San Diego and moved to Portland. Oh. Well, I mean, Portland can be nice. It definitely had its setbacks. I've got friends across the bridge in Vancouver, Washington. All right. Trivia question number 23. The correct answer is C, public nudity. So I'll tell you the backstory on this in case you know who Max Collins is. A lot of people apparently thought he was a very attractive man, and he thought very highly of himself as well. He went to, after his show, he went back to the hotel. He trashed his hotel and then called down to the front desk and asked them if they had any Barbasol shaving cream. He then proceeded to coat his entire naked body with shaving cream, walked to the baby grand piano in the lobby, sat down, and started to play the baby grand piano, buck naked, covered in shaving cream. They escorted him back to his room and told him that he can't be in the lobby of this hotel. I think it was in London. I'm not sure. But, naked as a jaybird, covered in shaving cream. He went back up to his room, and somebody else had reported it to the police. So the police came and they arrested him for public nudity. Oh, he was drunk off his butt, Sandy. He had been drinking pretty much since their concert got over with, and he went back to the hotel, kept on drinking, trashed the hotel room, and then did all of that. That's the story, at least, behind it. All right. Let's see. Number 24. Morrissey, former lead singer of the Smiths, song The Last of the Famous International Playboys plays tribute to who? A. The Cray Twins. B. Ex-Loverboy. Now that's Ex-Loverboy as in the band Loverboy. Loverboy singer Dylan. C. Janis Joplin. Or D. Elvis. Morrissey's song, The Last of the Famous International Playboys, pays tribute to who? It's the punishment of deserts. It's illegal to cover yourself in shaving cream while naked and going to public. I really need to quit doing that. Oh, that's funny. I adore the Smiths and Morrissey. So, you know this one. Well, what did Rupel guess? Just scroll up here, see if we find Rupel's answer. I do not see it. Maybe she's holding out. She's not going to tell anybody, but she adores the Smiths and Morrissey. I like some of the Smiths songs. Couple songs that Morrissey did, afterwards, during his solo career. He's still making music to this day. He's still out there. He's not as as skinny and as a rail like he was back with with the Smiths. But again, I don't think any of us is it's the same size we were when we were in our early 20s. Not put my answer yet. Oh, Johnny Marr's guitar that's mind blowing. Stephanie the Spider made it. She was only hit with a flip flop. Is Morrissey big in the United States? Well, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember Morrissey that much, growing up. I mean, I remember the Smiths, a couple of songs, what was it? Girlfriend in a Coma. Girlfriend in a Coma. I know it's serious, or however it went. Girlfriend in a Coma. I think that's like the first song that I ever heard by the Smiths. I think that's by the Smiths. I don't think it's by Morrissey. I think it's so he always doing gigs there and lives there. Does he? I have a bunch of Morrissey's "Get a Job" memes. Every day is like Monday, in a rush and a push, and the account is ours. Girlfriend in a Coma is brilliant. What was the other one that? I don't know. But anyways, all right, Morrissey, the song, The Last of the Famous International Playboys, it pays tribute to A. The correct answer is A. The Cray Twins. The Cray Twins. And yes, it's by the Smiths. Girlfriend in a Coma. Question number 24. The Rolling Stones' Midnight Rambler is a tribute to what crimes? Is it A, robberies, B, arsons, C, murderers, or D, insider traders? The Rolling Stones' Midnight Rambler. Right card. A. Just be like your big brother Bob. Rolling Stones song, Midnight Rambler. Bieber like Bieber? Leave it to Bieber? I missed her last couple of live streams. Well, at least one. To pay, they all meant with the song titles changed to reflect more getting a job. All right, the answer to question number 25 is C. Rolling Stones song, The Midnight Rambler, is a tribute to what type of crimes? It's C. It's actually murders, as in serial murderers. Not just serial killers, but they call them serial murderers. It's how they said it in the actual breakdown of it. Will, do you think Brian Jones drowned accidentally, or do you think he was murdered? I think he drowned accidentally because he was an idiot. That's what happens when you do a lot of drugs and alcohol. Shouldn't go near water. Next question, 26. What is the song by Nico Case, Deep Red Bells, about? Is it about A, Ted Bundy's mother, B, Ted Bundy's killings, C, Gary Ridgway's mother, or D, Gary Ridgway's killings? Nico Case's song, Deep Red Bells. Cereal, not cereal. True. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The Smiths. Yeah, that's a good song. Yeah, they're Beach Boys. I mean, crazy things happen, on the beach. Surfers go out every day and drown. I mean, and they're beach people too. RuPaul has no idea on this. I'm sorry I have to keep on stopping the camera, everybody. I can't smoke an entire cigarette. Keep on smoking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. It's hard to smoke anything from the acid reflux that keeps on coming up from the stupid medication. I mean, eating freaking Tums over here like they're candy. Who is Nico Case? Oh, you've never heard of Nico Case? I'm sorry. They're a band. Well, there are five members, or at least there was 5 members originally. I think there might only be 4 full permanent members and 1 that rotates in and out. You like this new logo? Well, thank you. What song by Nico Case, The Deep Red Bells, what is it about? For question number 26, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is D, as in dog, Gary Ridgway's Killings. It actually mentions Gary Ridgway in the song itself, Deep Red Bells, not balls, bells. All right, question number 27. Elvis Costello famously wrote the song Let Him Dangle about who? A, John Wayne Gacy, B, the son of Sam Killings, C, Derek Bentley, or D, Sidney Bentley. Elvis Costello. Why did my donation just now come through? I sent it in pounds. I don't know the answer to that, Rupel. I'm on StreamYard, so StreamYard only shows me a delay on when people do super chats, and it doesn't necessarily show me every one. That's just the system that I'm on. I try to acknowledge each and every one of them, but sometimes they do fly by, and I don't notice them. Cement Shoes is going with E. Paris Hilton. I'm not seeing it. I haven't gotten any notifications at all, Rupel. I don't know the answer to that. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You just got receipt in your email. I'll thank you all the same, Rupel. I really do appreciate each and every person who does help support my channel and content. But I have no idea to answer your question why. It's like notifications with YouTube. Sometimes I get done with doing live streams, and I'll find countless messages that people posted that I never saw during the stream and at all. And I'm like, well, when did that come through? I try to go back and review the question, especially on trivia night. To try to be as accurate as possible and make notes on these sheets. Like, okay, this site had this one that was wrong, and there have been questions that have been wrong. Never heard of the Bentley either. I will, Rupel. I certainly will, and thank you though. The correct answer to question number 27 is C. Derek Bentley. C as in cat. Derek Bentley for 27. All right, banners. Number 28. A strange but highly successful song by Rory Gallagher titled Philby shot up some charts. How high did it get on the U.S. pop charts? Did it get to number 1? A, number 1, B, number 10, C, number 5, or D, number 55? Maybe I can have an assistant like Vanna White. Right now, Betty, I've got my entire family helping me out just so I can keep this entire YouTube thing going right now. My daughter is handling social media. She's actually doing the social media management for not only my channels, but she's also doing them for my friend Stephanie. She's doing them for all four of her channels. And so she's doing 8 social media for 8 different channels. Um, my wife is helping me keep up with the emails and everything else. I'm trying. And I may not be able to find someone like Vanna White who can turn the letters, and wearing, an evening gown, but I need all the help I can. I can't keep up with it, especially in the state that I'm in right now. Yeah, I have Sunday night alarms set for this on my phone because YouTube sucks about notifications. It does. I never got a notification about my stream tonight, and I'm subscribed to my own channel underneath another account. So I subscribe to, my channel to see, how often do I get notifications. Saturday, I didn't get notifications yesterday of my live stream, and I didn't get one tonight. But they tell me I'm supposed to remind people, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you should get 3 different options: notified of all, notified of some, some of the videos and content that I upload. That you have 3 different options. I don't know what everybody else is clicking, but I clicked on all and I don't get all. I don't get notified, but maybe 50%, if that, of the content that I upload. Doesn't notify me, and I'm the creator. I bet your other channels get all the questions correct. Yeah, you're fun. Your show is fun, but don't worry about the kinks just yet. We're trying, Betty. Trying to work out all that's our goal before the end of the year, is to work out all the and the issues that have been plaguing me for the last 2 years. To get rid of all of them so I can offer and make the best content possible. All right. A strange but highly successful song by Rory Gallagher titled Philby shot up some charts. How did it do on the US charts? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to question number 28 is D as in dog, number 55. But it hit number 1 in like 8 other countries, but not in the United States. It mainly because of the other songs that were at the top of the charts at the time when it was released. I like the song myself. All right, question number 29. Prince wrote a song, Annie Christian, referring to 3 crimes. Which one isn't referenced in the song? Is it A, the killing of John F. Kennedy, B, Mark David Chapman? I don't know why it just says David Chapman. It should have been Mark David Chapman, or just Mark Chapman. But C, John Lennon, or D, the Atlanta child murderers. Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, wrote a song called Annie Christian, referring to 3 crimes. Which one is not referenced in the song? So this is question number 29. The last one, Cement Shoes, was D as in dog, number 55 on the US Billboard charts. That symbol dude. Yep. Cement Shoes is going with John Wilkes Booth. That wasn't in there. You're right. John Wilkes Booth was not in that song, but that's not one of the options. Oh, you crack me up, Cement Shoes. Prince was the only feminine guy that women flocked to. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but he was a. I mean, I saw him for $1, for $1, play with Abalonia back in the that was in the 80s, before Purple Rain became a thing. I saw him for $1. Wow, I got number 55. Yep. I heard Prince had game and played basketball. He was a short guy. I don't remember. I don't know what his official height was, but he was his own individual, man. And he definitely did his own thing. I mean, there's a lot of really good documentaries out there about Prince. I know several of you watch Lamont at Large, and he actually went to the Prince Museum in one of his videos. But I saw Madness play for 91 cents. Oh, that would have been cool. Our house in the middle of the street. Our house. That's the only song I remember by Madness. Love Madness. I played way more to pay more to see George Carlin. I would have paid a hell of a lot more to see George Carlin myself too. George Carlin is definitely in my top 5 of all time of comedians that I've ever had the pleasure, and I have several George Carlin records of his stand-up comedy. Great 80s tune. I listen to that all the time in our house. Not a Prince fan? He wasn't for everybody. All right, question number 29. The correct answer is A, as in apple. He did not reference the killing of John F. Kennedy, but all of the rest of them are in the song. He references Mark David Chapman, the John Lennon killing, Atlanta child killer, it's all in the song by Prince. The hippy dippy weatherman, Arsenio. I've never seen Arsenio. Question number 30. Which artist wrote the song about Charles Starkweather and his girlfriend, Carly Ann Fugate? A, Bob Dylan. B, James Taylor. C, Bruce Springsteen. Or D, Bjork? Who wrote the song about Charles Starkweather and his girlfriend, Carly Ann Fugate? How else you pronounce it? Stephen Fish is jumping in first with A for Bob Dylan. My favorite Carlin was Ties Between Cars and Driving and Losing Things. So men's shoes. Lauryn Hill. I know it's a side question though. Anybody here a fan of Lauryn Hill and the Fugees? At that music and all that. If you've ever heard Lauryn Hill's music before, okay, imagine her talent and her vocal range. They originally, when she signed her recording contract, they didn't want her to sing R&B and pop. They wanted her to sing rock and roll. That's what they thought would be the best fitting for her talent when she originally signed her recording contract. I always found that to be the most absurd thing. Why you would take such, vocal talent like that and say, sing rock and roll. I mean, not saying that rock and roll is bad, but she has such a vocal talent that, range that, that was immensely better for, a lot of other music than rock and roll. Then they offered her a contract, to do rap, hip hop. They didn't believe in her, clearly. Okie dokie is going with C. Bruce Springsteen. Sandy Rivas was in great voice. You were in basic training and met your fiance. Good times. Well, Sandy, thank you for your service. I appreciate your service to your country. I appreciate it. Great voice. It's not a. I think she can probably pull off any genre. She probably could, Amy, but I think that her talents are much better suited for R&B, pop, something where it'd be like taking Mariah Carey and saying, okay, Mariah Carey, instead of you doing the kind of music that you're good at, we're going to have you join the lead vocals of Megadeth. You wouldn't put Mariah Carey in the lead singer. We'd have to dress her up, and color her hair and get her all goffed up. But yeah, you wouldn't make her lead singer of Megadeth or a heavy metal band. Her talents are obviously, where she was. Stephanie Fisher, good fun, good night. Thanks, Will. Well, you're welcome, Stephanie. We still have one more question if you want to stick around for a minute. I'll always have a bonus question. It's a bummer she didn't last. Ask Mariah to join Slipknot. Oh, no. Yeah. Mariah Carey. No, it's not Slipknot. How about Primus? Yeah. Mariah Carey, singing with with the lead singer of Primus. That'd be fun. I can just see her with green hair. Literally gets carried around everywhere on set. Does she? All right. Which artist wrote the song about Charles Starkweather and his girlfriend Carly Ann Fugit? The correct answer to number 30 is Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen wrote the song. Bonus. What is the song by Mississippi John Hurt, Stack O' Lee Blues about? Is it A, murder of Miss Carol, B, murder of Billy Lyons, C, murder of Minnesota Fats, D, British invasion of Ireland? What is the song Stack O' Lee Blues about? Eminem met her and he said, I don't like you as a person. Some issues. My name is Mud. Maybe she could, remember the video of that? You're digging graves. My name is Mud. I whacked him along the head with an aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud. Whitney Houston singing along Joan Jett. Mariah and Motorhead. Mariah Head. Haven't been since I was 9. I have so many pictures of memorabilia. Hi, Gayla, checking in late. Well, we're at the end of it, Gayla, but I hope you had a terrific day today. You do a good Les Claypool. Doesn't talk or look at flight attendants. So rude and above herself. I liked Joan Jett with when she had her the backing band, the Blackhearts. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. That was pretty good music back then. I don't know A. Miss Carroll was a blues jazz singer. She was murdered in Chicago in, I want to say, the 30s, late 30s, early 40s. She was a lounge singer. She recorded some different records with different bands, and most people remember her, the name of the bands and more than her. She was the talent, the lead vocal for the band, big band, behind her. But she was African American. But let's see, who else do you know? You may not know who. Minnesota Fats. You probably don't know who they are. But Minnesota Fats is actually a pool player, like billiards. All right, the correct answer to the bonus question is B, Billy Lyons. B as in boy, Billy Lyons. That's it. That's all the questions, ladies and gentlemen. Keys. Jennifer Lopez won't stay in a hotel without a ton of white roses all over the room. It's on her rider. Really? You can always tell what a person is like by the way that they treat the people beneath them in the earnings department. Leona Helmsley. People like Leona Helmsley don't pay taxes. It's for the little people. She was the hotel heiress and real estate mogul from New York, in case people don't remember who she is. She went to prison for tax evasion. Done. Zephead trivia night, please. Zep. Then trivia. One person I heard a lot of good things about is Kiana Reeves. I know he owns a motorcycle company now. Manufactures one motorcycle at a time. The actual motorcycles are fitted to the actual person that the motorcycle is meant for their posture, their size, everything. 100% of the motorcycle is designed for the individual, as opposed to being, you go buy a motorcycle, it's all made and you know it either fits you or it doesn't, or you buy a different size of one. But the motorcycles that Kiana Reeves makes, has built, they're one of a kind motorcycles for each individual who buys it. They're fitted to the actual rider. Are you doing a trivia show every Sunday? Yes, Betty. Every single Sunday. 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And Saturday mornings, I do a news, and then news. It's updates on cases that I've reported on in the last 30 days, and then after that, it's an open chat discussion. We talk about everything and anything, but yet somehow nothing at the same time. Dolly Parton seems really nice. Jennifer Lopez, didn't she used to date that actor? Anyone want to join in this? Once a day, I play "Beautiful Child" by Stevie Nicks for Summer Wells. That's really nice of you to do that, Cement Shoes. But didn't she date Ben Affleck? Jennifer Lopez? Selena, killed by the head of her own fan club. Her biggest fan gunned her down. I heard that Will Ferrell snubs his fans and won't sign autographs. I don't know about that. She's still with Ben Affleck? Well, I knew she dated him at one point. At least I was pretty sure of it. She's dated everybody. I know. I've never heard that. Starfire. I've never heard that about Will Ferrell. Snubs his fans and won't sign autographs. I know somebody that's really super approachable is Jack Black. I don't know it from firsthand experience, but my wife and her family do. They know it from firsthand experience. Ellen and Tom Cruise. Jack Black, really? What a shame. No, he's really approachable, Rupel. He loves to sit and talk with just about anybody. My wife and her friends and family, they got to meet him. They went on a studio tour, down there at Paramount Studios or whatever the hell it is. But they got to meet him, and they said he was just the most down to earth individual that they've ever met. He doesn't think of himself as a huge star or he's above anybody else. I want to meet Nick Frost. Maybe not everybody is familiar with who Nick Frost is. Trying to think what everybody would probably know him for what would you guys know Nick Frost from? He's a British actor, comedian, screenwriter, producer, author. He's been in so many movies with Simon Pegg. Was it zombies? Zombie movies. He was in the Alien one. I can't remember the name of the movies right now. I'm having a freaking mind drain. Nick Frost, is he the chubby, funny Simon Pegg sidekick? Yes, Sandy, that's Nick Frost. Simon Pegg's. They've done so many movies together over the years, and in different, different movies, comedy skits, and shows and stuff like that. But yeah, he's the chubby sidekick of Simon Pegg. He's been in everything from Run Fat Boy Run to the zombie movie where they're the end of the world, like survivalists at Winchester. But yeah, I've always wanted to meet him because he does write. He writes science fiction, and he writes kind of like these. He has an ongoing science fiction blog that he writes to, but he doesn't publish underneath his name, Nick Frost. He's only occasionally now. It's a lot more hit and miss now, depending on if he has another project going on. But he's a pretty good writer. I just thought it'd be interesting to meet him. Okie dokie. Would like to meet Will, the famous full and now YouTuber. I hear he's a nice guy. Right now he's a little forgetful, but I hear he's a nice guy. All in all, maybe someday. Maybe someday, that we can, he'll do one of those like meet and greet things someplace where people can gather to meet him. Shaun of the Dead, Paul, that was the name of the Alien movie. Yeah, he was in Paul. He was in Run, Fat Boy Run. Um, I can't remember the other one. The cop one. But him and Simon Pegg, they've done so many. I mean, that's just the mainstream movies that they've done. They did bit comedy. I don't know if it was on BBC or BBC Two. They did some skits on different shows, and before, but they've been good friends for a long time. Another one that I know my family would love to meet is Roland Atkins. That my daughter has been a huge fan of Roland Atkins since before Black Adder, and Mr. Bean and all that. She's absolutely, she loves Roland Atkins and just about everything that he's done. So Hot Fuzz. That's it. Thank you, Rupel. Hot Fuzz. Full and one gets slammed once a year on his vacation a year. I doubt it now. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to get going. I'm gonna go take my last pill for the night and go to bed. My leg is killing me. Britney Spears is so nice, but there's always people telling her we gotta go. Yeah. A lot of people out there that have handlers like that. But thank you again, everybody, for stopping in and playing, trivia with us tonight. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a terrific week ahead. Now, at some point, if I really do get into have surgery done this week, content is going to stop, at least for a couple of days after I get into it. I don't know when it's going to be. Like I said, I am on the waiting list, to get in. If I can get in Monday, I hope, really, I hope I can get in Monday, because I don't want to live much longer like this, with this much pain, unless my doctor can do something to control the pain that's in my knee, because it's miserable. But everyone, thank you again, and you all have a terrific week. I appreciate every one of you being here with me tonight, listening to me ramble on. I hope you enjoyed the tribute too. Quickly give it a thumbs up. I will, Mary. Everybody else to have a great week ahead.